So let's have a look back at what happened last night. Major awards ceremony. A great night for the ITV drama Mr Bates versus the Post Office. This is at the National Television Awards.
The show won 3 awards, but the sub-postmaster's fight for justice isn't over. And Joe Hamilton, who was one of those who inspired the drama, took to the stage and criticised the government because there's been a lack of progress with payouts since the Labour Party came to power. Our reporter Guy Lambert was there.
We're all here to share our experiences.
The big winner on the night was the drama series Mr Bates versus the Post Office, which brought the story of the sub-postmasters wrongfully accused of theft to a national audience. The series won Best Drama, and Toby Jones scooped the award for his performance as Sir Alan Bates. But as former sub-postmistress Joe Hamilton pointed out, the fight for justice that was watched by so many is still very much ongoing.
But what I'd like you to know is I went to Westminster a couple of weeks back and saw the new minister, and trust me, nothing has changed.
On one of the biggest nights in the entertainment calendar, where the winners are decided by the general public, it was clearer than ever how TV shows can make an impact in the real world. Guy Lambert, BBC News.
Let's talk more about this. We are joined now by some of the sub-postmasters involved in this case, 4 former sub-postmasters, and the screenwriter, of course, of the winning show. We have with us, and this is in order, we have Noel Thomas. Good morning, Noel. We have Gwyneth there, Gwyneth Hughes, screenwriter. We've got Joe Hamilton, who you saw in that VT. Morning, Joe. We have Jess Core, who's also a former sub-postmaster, and Noel and Lee Castleton as well. Lee, good morning to you as well. So, right, I've got the order of everyone correct. Good morning to you all. Gwyneth, I'm going to start with you. You heard what Joe said yesterday evening. I mean, not to overshadow, obviously, the success of the programme. It was much needed. It gave the story to people who may not have known anything about it. But there is still a problem, isn't there?
Yes, there is, but here we still are 9 months later, still on the front pages, or on the front pages again. So it's great to be able to help this cause continually. I don't know how long this is going to go on for, but every time Joe pops up to say it's still a problem, here we are getting some publicity again, so that's great. I mean, we'll get there in the end, won't we?
Yeah. I hope so.
Joe, I mean, just looking at your face there, you kind of raised an eyebrow, didn't you? And you obviously feel strongly enough about this to say this, and good on you, you know, for saying this in front of an audience. What was the reaction? You know, people get together after when you've got the award, and, you know, what was the reaction to what you said yesterday?
Well, I think they're as angry as we are, and a lot of people have listened to what the government have been shoving out, like they've paid out hundreds of millions of pounds, but what they never say is how much they spent on their own legal fees, which is bigger than what they've actually paid out, and they can play with the numbers, but the fact is more than 300 people from our group that fought 5 years ago in the High Court still haven't had their money.
And has, you know, just in response, has the Labour government responded? Have you heard anything? Have any of you heard anything from the Labour government post last night? I know it's only in the morning now, but anything?
Nothing yet.
Because, Joe, the significance there, and people will have seen you just a moment. Good morning, by the way. It's Charlie here in the studio. Joe, they'll have seen that moment, as Naga said, with you on stage there, calling them out very publicly. It hasn't changed yet. And, you know, people who don't know the story the way you do, haven't been affected, will be amazed that you're still left in a position where you have to say that publicly in that environment. Must be difficult ongoing for you all.
Yes, it is, and all of these people, we've become friends. We've been together since 2009, and, you know, we're in 2024, and it's obviously going to go into 2025, and they're still messing us around. I mean, we've proved everything in court. Why the hell can't they just pay us, you know? I mean, I myself personally have been settled, but I had to settle short because I was running out of years. But my colleagues literally are hanging by a thread. There's people really seriously poorly, people dying, and they still won't pay them.
I know it's a little noisy there, so thank you for staying with us, everyone. Noel, can I just put to you that the government statement we've received, and let's see your reaction. We recognise the immeasurable suffering postmasters have endured. They've waited too long to receive redress. That's why we are working tirelessly across government to bring them some relief with full, fair and swift redress. When you hear that, Noel, what do you think?
It's a joke, isn't it? You know, we've been standing here and working together for the last 15 years. Well, it's been 19 years for me. And every government and every Prime Minister, I don't know how many of them have been, but they've all stood in Parliament and said they're trying to help us. But nothing happens. You know, it's just words.
Yeah, and Jess, I see you're very proudly holding the award there. So I don't know, you know, congratulations on everything that I'm not so why I'm saying congratulations. I mean, I suppose it's brilliant that you've all been part of bringing this story into the public domain. I'm just curious, Jess, at the event last night, were a lot of people wanting to know more from you personally when they, you know, did you engage with people, chat to people?
We did, yes. Thank you for having us this morning. We engaged with a lot of people. A lot of people recognised us. We told our stories to a lot of people that didn't know much about it. We had a good publicity. And, of course, here's our proof, the trophy. Not one, not two, but three. Very, very proud. Alan Bates, you're amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and Lee, good morning to you. I dare say for all of you, last night was quite a surreal experience. You know, it's a very star-studded event, which is, in the great scheme of things, not that important. And you're in the mix there, and people wanting to know your stories.
Yeah, people are so warm, aren't they? We're blessed with... we live in a great country full of great people, and it's just wonderful to be, you know, part of that. And people reach out all the time, and that warmth just keeps us fighting. We'll never give in, but you know, it just reignites that fire to keep pushing. It's just so difficult when people, you know, from the government, the minister, or whoever misleads the public all the time. They may well say that they're doing the best that they can and that they're trying to speed things up, but nobody spends more money on lawyers than they're giving in compensation if they're trying to do the right thing. It's just not believable.
You know, Gwyneth, you're with Lee, Noel, Jess and Joe. The responsibility of writing their story and writing that well must have been immense. And I suppose it probably only came to light in terms of the impact of it when the programme was just so successful. How have you kind of reflected on your work?
Yeah, well, obviously, I try really hard to tell the story as truthfully as I can. I mean, that's a contract with the audience, really. You say it's a true story, it better be a true story. But more importantly than that, really, is that I needed to keep faith with the people that were generous with their stories and their experience. I mean, you know, people have been through hell, and for me to turn up with my notebook and say, could you just tell me a bit about your hell? It's not nice, and it needs to be worth it for people. And I think people... speaking for everybody, which I shouldn't, people go along with this in the hope that, you know, of vindication, that the whole world will see that they're innocent. And, well, the whole world, much bigger world than we imagined, has seen that. So very proud of it, really very proud.
You know, I saw you turn round to Noel and just ask, are you OK, after Noel had spoken. You're intertwined in this now, aren't you? This is, you know, it's a story you've told, but this is part of your kind of life now, following this through.
Yeah, I mean, we've been all working together on this for about 4 years, really, all together. So inevitably we become friends in that time. And this little group here are, you know, we're all on each other's Christmas card list. Yeah, we are friends now, and that's absolutely lovely. You don't normally get that chance, you know, to get really friendly with with people and form a family together. So that's been an unexpected and fantastic bonus of working on this, yes.
And Noel, maybe a last thought with you, and I'll pick up on that question Naga was asking a moment ago. How are you?
I'm very good. It's nice to be in London, seeing my friends. It's quite different to Anglesey, where I come from, to be quite honest. But it's nice, you know. We've been together for so many years. That's the word, togetherness. You know, that's the way we beat them, and that's the way we're going to carry on.
I'm very pleased that you all took time out after what maybe was a bit of a late night. Thank you so much, and congratulations on the award. And I know we will speak again as time goes by. Thank you, Joe. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Nice to be able to be out in the sunshine. I know it's